So, been looking at this mod for a bit. Idius Bidius Boy came in the most interesting packaging. That envelope and this was wrapped in this with a nice sticker. Thank you for supporting my small business, you know, because we're good like that. See? And it was wrapped in this bubble wrap, which was taped here, which has this taped in it, which is our itty bitty USBC mod for the Game Boy Advance SP, which goes right into here, and it's got the plastic bit and everything. So, set the appropriate tool. Would help. Oh, there's a PDF guide on the QR code here. I should read things carefully, but that's cool. I will take advantage of that. Oh, it's one of those little jewel bags. Gonna save it for now. Okay. Scan our QR code. I've seen how to do this in a couple places, but the PDF guide will be super helpful. First things first. EverDrive gone. toys we don't quite want to harm. carefully consider my choices as I try to avoid touching my soldering iron again. Am I gonna have to go and get me... I do have some flush cutters. I mean, might have to. Here we go again.
A few moments later.
Okay, once again. Man, we got ourselves pristine. Hot dang. I think might be able to except for those legs right there. But anyway, we're gonna work with what we've got. It'll be fine. Famous last words. Didn't burn anything, so there's that. That's an accomplishment. I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, do I have to clean it? Maybe should. Boy, I believe in securing my objects before I do an application halfway, somewhat. Okay, if I can get like this one just right on this end, line it up. Come here. Without feeling like I'm gonna completely botch it. Struck the PDF guide just for fun. I'm just a troglodyte trying to install a mod, that's all. Don't even need that here just yet.
We grew up on the land where the sun rises high. Dad taught us how to plant and watch our crops get by. Tractors and plows were our best friends till now it seems. Computers are here and they're changing the way we dream. Clicking fields from dawn till night. We're learning new tricks, shining with all our might. From planting to harvest, every step of the way, we're finding efficiency in a digital day. Checking soil and weather too. Dad's on his smartphone, keeping an eye on what we do. The boys are on the tractor with sensors and GPS guides. We're monitoring everything from the field to our pride. It's not just about getting by, it's about getting ahead. Data-driven decisions will make our farm steady. More productive and sustainable. That's what we design. Clicking fields, taking us to the next level. On fire. So we'll keep on clicking as the sun sets low. Our farm's gonna thrive and the world will know. Country boys getting tech savvy and taking control. Clicking fields where tradition meets the goal. Mama's got her tablet, checking soil and weather too. Dad's on his smartphone, keeping an eye on what we do. The boys are on the tractor with sensors and GPS guides. We're monitoring everything.
Okay, so as noted in like the previous bits you've been watching, I've got the USBC installed and it actually works pretty well. I haven't used it that much, being as I've mostly been playing with my FPGBC for the most part recently. But if I plug it in, where's that light? Right here. So this is a USB-A to USB-C cable, and these ones work either way you go. So I can flip it over. And this is noted in the documentation with it, is it'll charge either way you go. And then if I take my USB-C to USB-C cable, I can plug it in one way, and it's not going to quite work. I've got to flip it over, and now it works. So this is kind of one annoyance that you may have with this particular one that I picked up, but it works pretty well. It still charges, it plugs in, it stays in, and it does things like that. Now, it's supposed to have the ability to do audio through it, but I think I botched it. So if I pop it on, you can hear the light sound of cool sound playing. Let me hit the starty boy and load up an old ROM. Okay, so it doesn't quite matter that I have, this here, but I've got a few theories on what happened. So if I go into it here, you can hear the audio disables. If I flip it over, so the USB-C audio obviously has a right way to plug it in. Now, my theory, I ripped off one of the contacts or the pads on the USB-C board itself, not on my Game Boy. So there is that. I did not ruin the Game Boy's motherboard itself. I ruined the $9 piece that's inside here. But what's really cool, so this is obviously a Walmart adapter, but so it works perfectly with not those headphones, but these headphones right here. For example, any podunk headphones with the 3mm jack that you want to use, it'll work perfectly fine with them. Now what's really cool is I was kind of messing around, and I've got the GUs have a USB-C audio, and if I can get it to flip right, you can hear that it turns off. So what's interesting about the charge jack is it has a contact to shut off the speaker up in front, and when that is contacted, then it shuts everything off. And I think that particular circuit connects to ground. Now the audio has a separate ground, and I think when I was looking at it, I thought I had eliminated like left or right from it. So it's like, okay, I can just use like whichever one it is. And I think now that I'm thinking about it, I may have pulled the audio ground pad, which is why neither ear works when I plug it in, which is the case. But yeah, that's my USB-C charge modded Game Boy Advance SP. This particular Game Boy is going to be the victim of mods whenever I get one. And so, yeah, that's where we're at with it. It's actually pretty cool that it works. It took me a couple different... It wasn't working perfectly, so I had the cross going on it. I had the slightest overlap of contacts when I installed it at first, so that's why I had to lift it up, and I don't have a heat gun. And so I'm trying my best to like lift up the USB-C board off of the motherboard and heating the solder up without doing damage to the main board itself, because you're talking like maybe $15 to replace the USB-C portion, but a whole lot more to replace the Game Boy's actual proper board. And yeah, and being as the board itself is actually an AGS 100 board instead of like a 101, it would have been a huge problem for me. But anyway, yeah. Which, I mean, any board would have worked, but this one is the one that I have. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed it, if you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, leave any criticisms you have or what have you. I appreciate it. Feed that algorithm, like I said, and I will see you guys in the next one.